first two rest. How are you? The cue for pump and circumstance.
Is that what we should have ready now? Should we have that ready now? Should we play? It's right at 5 right now, so it's 5.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Do we need that ready now?
Well, he said they're,
Should we get that out?
yeah, get it ready. He said they're gonna walk out shortly.
We are. What's it before? It's before Canon.
please be seated. Good evening, Baylor College of Medicine graduates, families, and friends. I'm Larry Hurd. I have the honor of serving as Vice Chairman of the Board of the Baylor College of Medicine, and it is my pleasure to extend both a warm and enthusiastic welcome to each of you as you celebrate your graduation. This is a special moment. This event is the culmination of years of commitment, sacrifice, and focus. It is great to have family and friends of our graduates here to celebrate this wonderful occasion, since many of the family members that have been with you have sacrificed and helped pave the way for the moment we are celebrating this evening. You are graduating from one of the best medical schools in the country. Each of you are now prepared for any challenge in your career, and you can take tremendous pride in having a degree from the Baylor College of Medicine. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, congratulations on your achievements, and we extend our best wishes for both professional success and personal fulfillment in the roles that you've chosen for your careers. We know that you will make us all very proud as alumni representing Baylor College of Medicine. Today marks another important milestone, not only for you, but also for Dr. Paul Klotman. As you know, he is retiring as President, CEO, and Executive Dean on June 1st, and today marks his 16th graduation ceremony at Baylor. Dr. Klotman is an incredible leader. Over the past 16 years, he has created and implemented a visionary strategic plan that is built on the foundation of excellence, assuring that Baylor College of Medicine is well prepared for the future. When the board was asked, how could we honor his service to Baylor? Without hesitation, he asked that we establish a scholarship fund, and that is what we did. The Paul Klotman MD Scholarship will support talented students who aspire to become physicians and scientists and reflect the qualities that define Dr. Klotman's legacy: intellectual curiosity, courageous leadership, and a deep commitment to advancing health care for all. I have never seen Paul happier than when he is interacting with students. On a personal note, having served on the Baylor College of Medicine board during the entire term of his presidency, I have come to respect Paul enormously. He knows everything about almost everything: geography, food, wine, bees, yes, honeybees, and the list goes on and on and on. He is a tremendous person, and we will be friends for the rest of our lives. Will you please join me in honoring and welcoming to the platform one of the premier leaders in academic medicine, Dr. Paul Klotman.
That was not the applause I was expecting, but it seemed a little bit subdued. I was hoping for more, but it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. All right. Thank you. Now I feel better. Now I feel better. I don't know what you were thinking before, but 16 years is a long time, and it's kind of, if you think your time as a student has been long, think about my time as president. It has been a wonderful, wonderful time, and I absolutely have loved being here. Now, for all of you students, you know that you wouldn't have gotten here without your family. So what I'd like you all to do is stand up and turn to your family members and give them a round of applause. Students, very slow. Let's. Okay, that's good. I got a bigger round of applause than the families did, so I'm pretty good with that. So as Mr. Hurd just mentioned, this is my final occasion celebrating the graduation at Baylor. And you know, it's funny, over the last years, many years, I have been waving goodbye to you all. So you graduate and you leave. This time, I'm with you. So we're all leaving together. And it's interesting, so it made me sort of reflect on transitions because I too am leaving. And I'm glad that very healthy baby, that's good. So one of the things about transitions, you can remember when you went from, I'm sure, high school to college, and then college to medical school or college to graduate school. Those are really very important transitions, and they're challenging. They're very challenging. The one you're about to make is actually much greater because you are all about to enter your profession. You're no longer students. You've been students forever, and now you're actually becoming professionals. I know you all like that, but it's also a very daunting and very scary thing. I remember when I was a postdoc at NIH, before I spent 10 years being a lab chief there, or when I was an intern just going to Duke to do my training. It just was very, very scary. But the one thing that was reassuring is that you have been incredibly well trained. You will find wherever you go, whether it's a postdoctoral position or genetic counseling or being a physician, wherever you will find that you have been trained better than almost anybody else. And there's a lot of confidence, I think, from that. The other thing is that, just by being here, you showed your resilience. Being a scientist is very tough. As the graduate students know, most of the experiments don't work, and most of your papers get rejected. And as a physician in training, it's very, very difficult sometimes taking care of people you don't understand or the diagnoses are difficult. And as a counselor, you have to be thinking about all of the implications of what you're saying. So it's a very, very tough position to be in. But the fact that you're all standing here ready to graduate means you've actually accomplished a tremendous amount, and you already have great resilience. So the one thing is I'd like you to think about, this is probably the most exciting time to be in science in general. I mean, if you think about it, the transformation that's happening now is really unbelievable. And so I think I really envy you all because I think this is going to be the most exciting next 5 to 10 years in science. In practice of medicine, in counseling. This is really a wonderful time. And the thing that I want you to really think about is, you remember all the friends you've made in all your positions as graduate students in counseling and in medical school. The people you're going to get to know next are your professional colleagues. These are going to be people that are your lifelong friends. And it really is true. The people I worked with in the lab at NIH have been my friends forever. And the people I met in my residency training have been friends for a lifetime. And actually one of them is my wife, Mary, who's the dean at Duke. And then another, Tom Kaufman, our speaker tonight, is the dean at Duke NUS. So it's a really wonderful time in your lives. I want to congratulate you for all. I'm immensely proud of what you've been able to accomplish. I'm very, very proud of what you represent in our institution. And just congratulations. So I'm very excited about what you're going to do in the next few years. So at this time, it's my honor to announce the recipients of the Baylor College of Medicine honorary degrees. We're honoring 5 individuals who are leaders in healthcare, biomedical research, and philanthropy. They're advocates for their communities, and they serve as outstanding role models for all of us. So our first honorary degree is being presented to Nancy Goodman. So Ms. Goodman, will you please join me? So it is a profound honor to introduce Nancy Goodman, founder of Kids v. Cancer, an extraordinary advocate whose vision and determination have transformed the landscape of pediatric cancer research and drug development in the United States. Motivated by the loss of her son Jacob to medulloblastoma, Ms. Goodman turned her personal tragedy into national impact, creating an organization dedicated to ensuring that children with cancer have access to innovative therapies and clinical trials specifically designed for pediatric diseases. Through persistent advocacy, strategic partnerships, and bipartisan leadership, she has helped shape landmark federal legislation, including the Creating Hope Act and the Race for Children Act, that incentivize the development of pediatric cancer drugs and accelerated life-saving research for children around the world. Her work has brought the voices of children and families into the highest levels of science and public policy, fundamentally changing how the medical community approaches childhood cancer. Nancy's Goodman commitment to children embodies the various highest ideals of public service and humanitarian leadership. So upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Baylor College of Medicine, I confer upon Nancy Goodman the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities in Medicine and admit you to all its rights, responsibilities, and privileges. All right. Let me take this off so we can.
On behalf of all kids with cancer and their families, I want to thank Baylor College of Medicine for this incredible honor. Admiral McRaven gave a famous commencement talk at Texas A&M a few years ago. His #1 piece of advice, make your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished something and set yourself up for success for the rest of the day. I don't have something as profound to talk about, but I do want to share a couple moments of my own personal tragedy. One morning many years ago, my 8-year-old son Jacob woke up with a headache and nausea. He was diagnosed with pediatric cancer, medulloblastoma. Treatment was really hard, although there were many, many moments of joy. And despite 23 months of fighting, Jacob died when he was 10. Today is actually Jacob's birthday. He would be 28 years old. Thank you. Jacob loved science. Perhaps he would have been sitting here with you graduating from Baylor. And perhaps instead of receiving this honor, I would be a parent in the audience. But instead, Jacob died, and the day after he died, I opened up my laptop on my dining room table, determined to change the landscape of pediatric cancer. Every step has been challenging, but thanks to children with cancer and their families, we have made real progress. We have drafted and championed what are now 3 laws to create incentives and requirements for companies to develop drugs for kids. And now 15% of all newly approved FDA drugs rely on incentives we created. As you begin your medical careers, you will come face to face with patients' tragedies every day. And one day you will face a tragedy of your own. And when that happens, I hope you'll remember this. Life is not about avoiding adversity. You can't. Life is about learning how to deal with it. Kids with cancer are incredibly inspiring when it comes to dealing with adversity. I want to share some of the comments a young woman, Michaela, made. She had osteosarcoma and was 16. Michaela said, "The thought of making it to the end of the day isn't in the cards. I'm still taking chemo in hopes of killing this thing that keeps taking everything from me. I am 16. I have dreams and aspirations, and I want to make sure that others receive a better standard of care." Michaela was very persuasive. She moved Senator Chuck Schumer of New York, Congressman Michael McCall here of Texas, and in the end, Congress named the bill after her, the Michaela Nalon Give Kids a Chance Act, and passed it unanimously 4 months after she died. It will give countless kids a real chance of surviving and living a better life. So, when you're done making your bed, pick yourself up, stare down to adversity, and remember.
Students at Gloria Hicks Elementary School in Corpus Christi, which was named in her honor. I don't have a school named after me, so that's pretty cool. That's all right. She leads the community health projects, including regular smoking prevention programs that serve more than 7,000 students in South Texas. Through community fundraising efforts, the Baylor College of Medicine STEM education program was added to the Corpus Christi Independent School District. This initiative has given underserved students opportunities to pursue careers in medicine and science. As a result of her vision, students at Moody High School in Corpus Christi have the opportunity to earn certifications in up to 4 healthcare-related programs, giving them an immediate pathway to jobs in healthcare following graduation. The graduates also have the opportunity to go on and earn an associate degree or bachelor's degree in nursing. The school district in Corpus Christi is a shining example of the power of public-private partnerships in advancing the education of young people. So, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Baylor College of Medicine, I confer upon Gloria Hicks the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities in Medicine and admit you to all its rights, responsibilities, and privileges. Get this out of your way.
Good evening. This award came as a complete surprise and truly moved me. I am deeply grateful for the decision bestowed upon me for this honorary doctorate. To receive this recognition is far beyond anything I could have imagined through all my years of service for the community and the partnerships in education. One of the accomplishments closest to my heart is the expansion of the Baylor College of Medicine STEM program in my hometown, Corpus Christi. I heard tonight there are 28 of these schools, which is just absolutely wonderful. I hope that it ends up 228 in a few years. The Corpus Christi students have discovered meaningful pathways into careers in medicine and health sciences. Through this program, students are empowered to develop a deeper understanding of opportunities within the health science sector and to envision futures many of them once believed were beyond their reach. We have an after-school program at Gloria Hicks Elementary, which introduces students to microbiology and biomedical engineering outside the standard curriculum offered through our school district. These elementary students are then able to advance through the STEM middle school program, where they explore advanced topics such as neuroscience, bioengineering, building a strong foundation for scientific thinking and decision-making. Our high school STEM students participate in college preparatory courses and visit Baylor College of Medicine in Houston for hands-on experiences in simulation labs, as well as engaging sessions led by the Baylor physicians. Seeing the positive impact of this program on our underserved students in Corpus Christi and watching them grow into the next generation of innovators and healthcare leaders has been one of the greatest rewards of my life. I accept this honor not only for myself, but also on behalf of the remarkable individuals who worked alongside me. Dr. Nancy Marino, Stephanie Young, Matthew Perkins, and Matthew Bland, and the wonderful Corpus Christi Independent School District faculty. Their decisions and commitment remind us that meaningful change happens through teamwork, shared vision, and a deep belief in the power of education. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I will cherish it always.
Our next honorary degree recipient is Beth Robertson. If you will join me. It's a privilege to introduce Beth Robertson, who's President and Chief Executive Officer of the Cullen Foundation, whose leadership and philanthropy have profoundly shaped the civic, educational, cultural, and medical landscape of Houston. For generations, the Cullen Foundation has stood among the city's most important philanthropic institutions, and under Ms. Robertson's guidance, it has continued its extraordinary tradition of investing in organizations that define Houston's identity and future, from higher education and biomedical research to the arts, public health, and community development. Her stewardship has strengthened institutions across the Texas Medical Center, supported transformative advances in science and medicine, and reinforced Houston's emergence as a global center of innovation and opportunity. Equally important, she has championed the principle that great cities are built through enduring partnerships among philanthropy, education, healthcare, and civic leadership. And through her vision, generosity, and unwavering commitment to Houston, Beth Robertson has helped create opportunities that will benefit generations to come. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of
in 40 years. It's not free yet, but I promise it will be done. And I hope many of you graduates here today will still be in Houston to see this important Ben Taub expansion, and without patients being treated in the hallways. Listen, blessings to you and congratulations. The future is yours. God bless.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you so much. I should say this is a paid political announcement from Baylor College of Medicine, Ben Taub Hospital, and Harris Health. Go out and vote. Make sure we do it. But we are going to have a new bed tower. Thank God. It needs it. Our next honorary degree recipient is Fred Siegel. And Fred, can you join us here? It's my great honor to introduce Fred Siegel, President and Chief Executive Officer of Beacon Capital Partners, a visionary leader whose work has helped shape some of the nation's most dynamic centers of innovation and discovery. Under his leadership, Beacon has become a national force in the development of transformative life science ecosystems, creating environments where academia, medicine, entrepreneurship, and industry converge to accelerate breakthroughs in human health. In Houston, Mr. Siegel has played a pivotal role in advancing the extraordinary growth of the Texas Medical Center Innovation District through the development of TMC Helix Park and Dynamic One, landmark initiatives designed to position Houston among the world's leading life science clusters. By fostering collaborations among academic institutions, startups, venture capital partners, and global biotech leaders, he has helped create an ecosystem that translates scientific discovery into therapies and cures that improve lives worldwide. His leadership reflects a profound understanding that the future of medicine depends not only on scientific excellence, but also on building communities where innovation can flourish. We are grateful for that new building. We appreciate it. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Baylor College of Medicine, I confer upon Fred Siegel the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities in Medicine and admit you to all its rights, responsibilities, and privileges.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is a real privilege to be here to receive an honorary degree from such an outstanding institution. And I want to thank Dr. Klotman, Larry Hurd, and the Board of Trustees for this recognition. To the graduates, I certainly can't tell you how to be a good doctor, since I've only been one for about 30 seconds. And an important fact, I never attended medical school. However, I can tell you that my mother would be very proud to have a doctor in the family. What I can also tell you is that if I could go back in time for a do-over, I wouldn't have studied business and political science. I would have studied science and medicine. Not because business and political science isn't interesting, they are, but the impact is so different. What I do is invest in real estate. What you do changes lives. You give families more time together. You turn their fear into hope, and you alleviate pain and suffering. That's the foundation of what you learned at Baylor, from your professors, attendings, and from each other. And I think that's what makes Baylor so special. I first came to Texas Medical Center in the fall of 2020, and it was the first trip that I had taken since the onset of COVID. But I wasn't coming to Houston seeking care. I was chasing a business opportunity. And as luck would have it, I walked out with something much more special, a sense of optimism, passion, and purpose. It was Dr. Klotman who sold me on this extraordinary institution, and I hope he feels very proud of what he built here. It's an extraordinary legacy, and I know he's profoundly proud of you graduates. You could have succeeded at almost anything that you set out to do, but you chose a life of service, science, and genuine consequence. That tells me everything I need to know about who you are, and I am honored to be in your company and to share this day with you. So congratulations to the graduates and your families.
So it's now my pleasure to introduce tonight's final honorary degree recipient and our 2026 commencement speaker. Dr. Kaufman, will you join me? Dr. Kaufman is an internationally recognized nephrologist, physician scientist, and academic leader whose career has been defined by major contributions to kidney research, hypertension, and academic medicine. A longtime faculty leader at Duke University School of Medicine, he served for nearly 2 decades as chief of the Division of Nephrology and senior vice chair for academic affairs, while also founding the Duke Cardiovascular Research Center and the Duke O'Brien Center for Kidney Research. His pioneering research using genetically engineered mouse models advanced understanding of the renin-angiotensin system, inflammation, mechanisms of kidney and cardiovascular disease. Dr. Kaufman is the past president of the American Society of Nephrology and has been elected to leading honorary medical societies for his scientific and clinical accomplishments. From 2015 to 2025, he served as Dean of Duke National University of Singapore Medical School in Singapore, where he helped strengthen its global reputation in medicine and medical education, translational research, and academic medicine partnerships. Dr. Kaufman received his medical degree from the Ohio State University College of Medicine, for which I have never forgiven him. I went to the University of Michigan. He completed his residency in medicine. I can't help it. He completed his residency in medicine and fellowship in nephrology at Duke and joined the faculty in 1985 to pursue his career as a clinician scientist. So upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Baylor College of Medicine, I confer upon Thomas Kaufman the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters in Medicine and admit you to all of its rights, responsibilities, and privileges.
Can I give you your book?
Oh, yeah. Take my book away.
Yeah, please.
Please.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Hurd, Dr. Klapman, distinguished faculty, honored guests, proud family and friends, and most importantly, the graduating classes of 2026. It's really my honor and privilege to be here today, and I'm truly humbled and grateful to be the recipient of an honorary degree from Baylor, which is such an outstanding institution. So to begin with, let me say officially to the graduates, congratulations on your achievement, for making it through, and now standing on the edge of a new and very exciting phase in your careers. I also want to give congratulate and shout out to the families and loved ones who are here. I can't believe how many of you are out there. It's really great and very impressive. You know, this is your achievement too. These years of rigorous study in pursuit of these degrees is very challenging, and your love and support undoubtedly helped make today possible for these soon-to-be graduates. As you've heard, I spent more than a decade at Duke NUS Medical School in Singapore, which is a small but mighty new school in a small but mighty city-state in Asia, which has weather actually that's just like Houston in the summer, except it lasts all year long. It's okay, I kind of like the hot weather. But at Singapore and at Duke NUS, just like Baylor, we've learned that transformative progress happens when clinicians, scientists, and healthcare innovators work side by side with shared purpose. And from that perspective, as I look at all of you graduates together, I see an extraordinary group. And you really do look great from up here, although with the lights can't exactly see. But individually, each of your professions is remarkable. Genetic counselors. Could you raise your hand so I can see who's who? Okay, up front here, okay. The PhD scientists, where are you? Okay. And then the budding new physicians, the MD graduates. Okay, I see you now, I got it. But seriously, together, you represent the future of medicine and healthcare. And I'm really delighted to be here with you today to celebrate these next steps in your careers. As you might imagine, there's another reason I'm especially pleased to be here today. I've known Dr. Klapman for many years despite his snide remark about my medical school. We actually first met when I was a green and wide-eyed medical intern at Duke, and he was my chief resident. And in full disclosure, his wife, Mary, who's now the dean of Duke School of Medicine, was one of my fellow interns. So it was an interesting group. But as you might imagine, based on Paul's successes here at Baylor, he was and is an exceptional mentor and teacher. You know, back then in the hospital hierarchy, the intern was basically considered the lowest form of life. That's changed now, so those of you who are going to be starting your internships, not to worry, it's all different now. But I think probably because of that, Paul paid special attention to the interns, looking out for us, showing us the ropes, including in organizing special teaching rounds in the ICU, protecting us from sometimes overbearing residents and attendings. He even ordered and distributed a shipment of Arthur Bryant's Kansas City barbecue sauce to everyone. I don't know if it's sacrilegious to talk about that here in Texas. I don't know to understand the local barbecue politics, but I can tell you it was really good. And he taught us that a little humor and irreverence can be therapeutic when you're working hard in a stressful environment. But importantly, Paul really made science and medicine seem thrilling. He also highlighted their inextricable linkage. And I went on to work in his lab, and he's been a role model and really was a major factor behind my decision to become a nephrologist and a clinician scientist. So being here today as he finishes up his illustrious tenure as president, CEO, dean at Baylor is really very meaningful to me. So thanks for inviting me. And I'm certain that all of you are similarly grateful to Paul for all he has done for Baylor over these past 15 years. So I think it's probably time for a round of applause, and let's make it loud because otherwise he's going to complain about it. So for the graduates, you know, most of you will be soon moving on toward your first real job in your chosen field, like I was when I started my internship many years ago. My hope for all of you is that you will find your own mentor and role models, like Dr. Klapman, to help you guide your journey. And in turn, I urge you to look behind to support the next generations of young scientists, physicians, genetic counselors coming after you. Indeed, for me, some of my most meaningful moments in my career have been experiencing the successes of my own mentees. And this is how we build and keep our respective disciplines strong and vibrant. As Dr. Klapman said earlier, we're all very fortunate to be working in medicine and healthcare today. Despite the challenges, there have been incredible advances in the last decade that will dramatically enhance your ability to improve the lives of your patients and to the population at large. As new graduates from this world-class institution, the diverse skills and perspectives that each of you bring to medicine really matters. Healthcare is a team sport, and working across disciplines is critical for promoting future successes. When I was a young faculty member, I had the opportunity to spend a year working in the lab of a respected geneticist and later Nobel laureate Oliver Smithies. Dr. Klapman had something to do with that, but it's a long story, and I just don't have time to tell it now. But he knows what he did. But Oliver developed an approach for specifically modifying genes in living animals and a precursor for the techniques that are being used today to produce disease-causing mutations. So when I moved from my comfortable position in a clinical department into a large lab filled with some of the brightest young scientists in the country, it was daunting. I was kind of scared. And indeed, when I started, my job was to be a gopher for one of the postdocs, which was exactly the right job placement in retrospect. But I kept my nose to the ground, eventually worked my way up to become a credible member of the lab. And one of my revelations from this experience, beyond the science, was discovering the powerful synergy that happens when clinicians and basic scientists work side by side. These PhD scientists were generously teaching me about techniques like culturing and maintaining stem cells and knocking out genes, which back then seemed really like magic. And I inhaled it, and that's what I was there to learn. But at the same time, they were all working on projects with long-term goals of impacting human diseases like cystic fibrosis, sickle cell disease, even hypertension and atherosclerosis. So what I could bring to them was my knowledge and experience in clinical medicine about how diseases work and where there may be unmet needs. And it turned out that those discussions and interactions were immensely valuable for both sides, identifying potential pathways for clinical translation or simply brainstorming from different perspectives to solve a problem. So my message to the graduates, you guys there that I can kind of see, is that if we're going to translate these rapid developments of science and technology to help patients, you've got to work together. And each of you has something to offer. The genetic counselors who translate complex molecular information into language that families can understand serve not only as interpreters of data, but as guides through ambiguity to help make difficult decisions. The PhD graduates, you're pursuing new knowledge in the advancement of human health. Every new therapy begins with someone asking a difficult and sometimes very basic question that others have perhaps overlooked. And to the School of Medicine graduates, you will enter a medical practice arena that is more technologically advanced than at any point in history. But to best serve your patients, you will also need to hold closely to your humanity, the ethical principles that lie at the heart of medicine. The human touch is really the unique essence of your role as doctors and can never be replaced by AI or other technologies. I said AI, nobody booed. I was a little nervous about that. But so to the graduates, as a group, you're all going to be stronger together. And in closing, I wish you exciting and fulfilling careers. May your work bring healing, discovery, and hope to the world. Congratulations, classes of 2026.
I'm not sure I'd be able to marry an intern these days, you know? Times have changed. So thank you, Dr. Kaufman. I have to say that in addition to being an accomplished scientist and tremendous clinician, we have been friends for a really, really long time. A long time. So I invite you now to turn your attention to the video screens for remarks by Michelle Gray, President of the School of Health Professions Genetic Counseling class, on behalf of the genetic counseling graduates.
In healthcare, life moves quickly, with a constant rhythm of new patients, new advancements, and another milestone to achieve. For us as genetic counselors, we are often asked to meet people in moments that do not feel fast at all. Moments that are filled with uncertainty, long diagnostic odysseys, and questions without clear answers. We are uniquely positioned not only to provide information, but to listen and walk alongside our patients as they make some of the most meaningful decisions of their lives. As we graduate and step into clinical practice, I know each of my classmates will bring empathy, thoughtfulness, and a steady presence to every patient that we encounter. The way that we care for our patients also reflects how we've supported one another throughout our journey in graduate school. If there's been one theme that's been running through our final semester here at Baylor, it's been my classmates and I asking the question, when will we see each other again? During our first year, we saw one another nearly every day in class, but in our second year, our paths spread out as we spent less time in the classroom and more time in clinic growing into the counselors that we set out to be. So as we stand on the edge of this next chapter, I hope we remember that asking that question is not just sentimental, but it's also realistic. The genetic counseling field is very close-knit, where everyone seems to know each other and you're never too far from a familiar face. So as we graduate today, may we carry the confidence that the next time we ask, when will we see each other again? The answer may be sooner than we think. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Dr. Todd Reinhardt, the Dean of the School of Health Professions, will present the candidates for the degree of Master of Science.
Dr. Klobman, I have the high honor and privilege of presenting to you at this time the 10 candidates for the degree Master of Science. They have satisfactorily completed all the requirements for the degree. On behalf of the faculty of the School of Health Professions, I am pleased to recommend that you confer upon each candidate the degree of Master of Science and admit them to all its rights, responsibilities, and privileges.
So upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Baylor College of Medicine, I confer upon you the degree Master of Science and admit you to all its rights, responsibilities, and privileges.
Cecilia Jane Haig. You may have jumped it in. There we go. Kelsey Karasinski. Catherine Kometz. Lindsay Lang. Haley Catherine Lug. Riley Quinn Martin. Krista Rose McClatchy Shaft. Jacqueline Page Schatzman. Cameron Titus.
So please turn your attention to the video screens for remarks by Rachel Cools, representing the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, to offer remarks on behalf of tonight's PhD graduates.
Every major scientific breakthrough began with someone unwilling to accept that a question had no answer. Not someone who was the smartest in the room, not someone with unlimited resources, just someone who refused to give up. That is the spirit of every graduate here today. We as scientists did not choose this path because it was easy. We were drawn to it by a relentless curiosity that finds deeper reward in the pursuit of a question than in its solution, and by an adventurous spirit in search of simple yet elegant truths. It is not just curiosity alone that brought us here. We are here today because of advisors who pushed us past our limits and taught us to keep going, because of lab mates who celebrated our small wins, because of friends that evolved into family, easing the pain of being away from loved ones who sacrificed to get us here, because of a community that held us accountable and held us up. We didn't earn these degrees alone, we earned them together. But together has looked so different throughout our journeys. We began our PhDs as a pandemic shut down the world. We ran experiments in empty buildings and presented projects over video calls. We adapted, pivoted, and continued through turbulent times. And now we graduate into a world that feels increasingly unstable, into a funding climate that is difficult, at a moment when trust in science is fragile. Science does not progress because conditions are favorable. It progresses because we cannot stop pushing forward. We chose to take on the limitations of human progress, far from the path of least resistance. And yet, here we are anyway. This graduating class helped transform how disease is detected and treated, advanced our understanding of cancers, and helped rewrite fundamental knowledge of brain development. This is work that will outlast all of us. These findings have advanced humanity and represent a significant portion of our lives. But all of it means nothing if we cannot bring what we know to the world. The work does not speak for itself. We have a responsibility to effectively communicate our work to those who can benefit from it. We have to earn people's trust, not assume it. We are not just discovering anymore. We are responsible for shaping the future. So as we leave here today and begin to make our mark, let us carry not just the knowledge we've built, but the humility to share it, the courage to defend it, and the deep conviction that the world we are stepping into deserves to be better than the one we found. We join a lineage of scholars who ask questions no one else thought to ask in times few others wished to work in, and whose contributions will be recognized as work that reshaped our understanding of the natural world, carried forward by those who refused to give up and let go. We have done the hard part. Now comes the important part, and there is no one better equipped for it. Congratulations, doctors. Continue changing the world and never stop asking questions.
Dr. Carolyn Smith, the Senior Vice President and Dean of Research and Dean of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, will present the candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy and Master of Science.
Dr. Klopman, I have the high honor and privilege of presenting to you at this time the 88 candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. These candidates have successfully completed all the requirements for the PhD degree, including a research dissertation describing new biomedical knowledge derived from their unique discoveries. I also have the high honor and privilege of presenting to you at this time 6 candidates for the degree Master of Science. These candidates have also satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the degree. On behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, I am pleased to recommend that you confer upon each candidate the degree Doctor of Philosophy or Master of Science as appropriate, and admit them to all of its rights, responsibilities, and privileges.
Do I have to take your recommendation? Yes. Oh, okay. Just checking. So upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Baylor College of Medicine, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and the degree of Master of Science and admit you to all its rights, responsibility, and privileges. We really do have graduates. I want you to know they are coming. I think they're lost right now, but they are coming.
Gabriel Barragan Bravo. Benjamin Belfort. Philip Burkhart. Marcel Chuecos Rincón. Min Kwa Dao. Moez Daoud. Lang Ding. Zhuo Kun Ding. Gabriel Escobedo Jr. Jai Fan. Brandon Garcia. Solomon Gibson. Nikita Gogate. Rongchi Hu. Yu Che. Brittany Jones. Leah Ann Kafer. Rachel Ann Kuehls. Bree Michelle Leche. Suan Liao. Yupei Lin. Malcolm McDonald. Marlid Mejia. Erica Monroy. Matthew Monteith. Adwaita Parab. Sun Pham. Kunshan Chien. Juan Carlos Ramirez. Charlotte Rivas. Edgar Andrés Rivero Muñoz. Dexter Robichaux. Faith Sawyer. Francesca Scribano. Juo Yi Sun. Venkata Subramaniam Sundaramurthy. Samantha Thompson. Jonathan Thiessen. Brandon Tran. Dat Tran. Justin Van Riper. Sarah Wadvogel. Xiang Wang. Charlie Wolf. Yishwen Wu. Bing Xie. Yang Ju Yue. Rachel Yee. Kuyang Yu. Shinjin Yu. Pinghan Zhao. Jane Zhou.
So please direct your attention to the video screens for remarks by Aaron Pathak, President of the School of Medicine, Class of 2026, on behalf of tonight's MD graduates.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me one more chance to briefly speak on this exciting day. While it feels like no time has passed at all since I last addressed you 62 days ago on match day, I am glad the time has finally come for me to say, congratulations, doctors. As we move on to the next step, I want to share with you an email I received from one of my mentors, Dr. Iqbal, when I sent her my match results. She replied to me, "The world needs young leaders who have a kind heart and a keen mind. Enjoy your onwards and upwards journey, but don't ever lose yourself on the way to becoming a physician." This, to me, is not something I have to worry about for our class at all. I have seen so many accomplishments and programs started at Baylor College of Medicine where I expected to see a faculty member's name. But instead, I see one of y'all as the leader, the researcher, or the educator. At the same time, I'm most appreciative that our class is, without a doubt, the closest and most supportive I have seen here. We have created such a beautiful culture of helping each other, showing up for each other, and truly getting to know each other despite all the adversity we have faced in the changing curriculum and changing landscape of medical education. During all of this, I consistently get to see how this translates to each of you providing consistent, genuine kindness when taking care of patients in the hospital. For the next years, I hope that we will show and spread the culture that we created here at Baylor College of Medicine across the country. One last time, I'll say that I'm honored to have had the chance to serve as your class president for the past 4 years, and I can't wait to see what you all will accomplish. Thank you so much.
Dr. Morrow, the Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, will now administer the Physician's Pledge.
It is my great honor to invite the School of Medicine graduates to stand and recite, along with me, the Physician's Pledge that is located on the last page of the program. I also invite all other physicians to stand and recite the pledge as a symbol of their enduring commitment to the values that the Hippocratic Oath embodies. Okay. As a physician, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity, the health and well-being of my patient, will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit the considerations of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me, even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
And now Dr. Gordon Schutze, the Interim Senior Dean of the School of Medicine and the School of Health Professions, will present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine.
Dr. Klotman, I have the high honor and privilege of presenting to you at this time the 195 candidates for the degree Doctor of Medicine. They have satisfactorily completed all the requirements for the degree. On behalf of the faculty of the School of Medicine, I am pleased to recommend to you that you confer upon each candidate the degree of Doctor of Medicine and admit them to all its rights, responsibilities, and privileges.
Now, if I don't do this, they don't get their degrees, right? Okay, I'll see you. No, I'm just kidding. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Baylor College of Medicine, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Medicine and admit you to all its rights, responsibilities, and privileges. So, let's get it on with the, okay. Now, the parents, they're lining up? Are they, the degrees are happening? Yes. Do they have to line up or something? They're not. Okay. Just so the parents know, many of the ceremonies in medicine are extremely serious because we take the profession of medicine so important. Decorum is really, really important in the vast majorities of our ceremonies. This is not one of those times. Feel free to scream out all you want.
Lama Abdurrahman. Catherine Abraham. Olatito Adigeri. Kweku Ejapan. Fatima Sadat Alavi Naini. Ricardo Leo Alfaro Zeledon. Anthony Caspa Reddy Alam. Michael Allison. Christopher Almendaris. Jason Zarahi Amaral. Riley Nelson Andrews. Yvonne Angeloff. Deborah Babalola. Mirza Usman Bek. Abigail Balkan. Amelia Ballou. Niharika Panlapali. Melinda Sofia Benavides. Rebecca Faith Berger. Hashim Bey. Maylee Laracuente Bice.
Alexandra Elise Bishop. Kyle Blackburn. Sienna Lauren Blackwell. Madeline Grace Blum. Adrian Marie Beneke. Luai Bulawash. Brooke Elise Buransky. Austin Emiliano Cantu. Ann Thumb Cow. Grace Cardenas. Krishna Chandra. Akansha Chandrasekhar. Ashley Nicole Shavana. Annie Chen. Jeff Jim Chirian. Carissa Chesky. Kavya Darshan Chaudhary. Nicholas James Sion. Dominique Isabel Cope. Anna Maston Crane. Sarah Elizabeth Cronin. Margaret Louise Kwa. Cameron Marie Kwanka. David Lee Curtis. Nina Spurti Dasari. Gandor Kiran Datar. Taylor DeCandia. James Thomas DeCure. Shub Desai. Hasham Takwala. Danny Ryan Diab. Ryoke Michael Dijamoo. Michael Joseph DeLeo. Shoyang Ding. Eric Kenton Dars. Luke James Dotson. Reese Hill Duarte. Aiden Max Ehrlich. Manuel Alejandro Estrada Ramirez. Jessica Grace Fun. Captain Moronkeji Korede Deborah Fapuhondel. Anna Catherine Fishyoung. Elizabeth Rose Fontana. Serafina Olivia Fontana. Rebecca Ann Franks. Olivia Ann Frost. Tyler Douglas Galbraith. Angelica Michelle Fimbres Garcia. Paola Garcia Hernandez. Emily I. Gua. John Thomas Gebert. Ryan Mayes Gabriel. Nikita Yashodan Gid. Srinithya Reddy Gilapelli. Philip Milan Goldman. Clarissa Alexis Gonzalez. Cassandra Gautier. Zbigniew Gugula. Selena Gua. Shuang Han. Jeffrey Ha. Madeline Hawkins. Kara He. Norvin Giovanni Hernandez. Kevin Sun Ho. Parker William Hoffman. Saqib Muhammad Haq. Shervin Hussein Goli Nuri. Nina Howard. Jose Daniel Hurtado. Kimberly Emo. Destiny Izina Iwu. J. Michael Jabber. Jennifer Lynn Jacoby. Whitney Jean. Shivanki Janeja. Zina Muhammad Kargoli. Amok Hashyap. Naomi Rose Levine Cass. Joshua Anthony Keefe. Caroline Chandler Keene. Min Jun Kim. Ramtin Kohandel. Hannah Elizabeth Costin. Neil Koda.
Alan Puncheria. Bhavna Kuniseti. Troy Tu Trong Min La. Victor Lara. Andy Lee. Preston Lee. Sarah Elizabeth Lovelace. Alyssa Liu. Landry Looker. Jacqueline Ma. Samuel Shing Ma. Leanne Kimjika Maduka. Nora Marion. Pia Mulhan. Sam Manzuri. McKenna Monroy. Alexandra Lauren McClellan. Elizabeth Alexandra Merlinski. Nabor Stephen Mireles. Sonali Mitra. Ashley Elizabeth Montgomery. Julia Marie Morales. Andrea Michelle Morrison. Sarah Morgan Motakef. Likita Nandigam. Zen Nakvi. Amit Narawane. Paul Namer. Allison Nevins. Aaron Wen. V. Bao Wen. Orion Wen. Anna Catherine Norman. Nicole Nayamango. Kristen Nicole Oliveira. Ananth Panchamuki. Lon Kai Peng. Geneva Pantoja. Siti Paradea. Second Lieutenant Aaron Pathak. Alicia Paz. Kevin Pazur. Sofía Teresa Pedrosa. Christiana Peak. Caitlin Taylor Bettis Stable. Devya Popat. Shreya Raman. Edith Ram. Samuel Javier Ramírez. Ihika Rampali. Abigail Elizabeth Vivian Rex. Gabriel Reyes. Mariana Rios. Jenny Kim Rival. Joshua Rosario Sepúlveda. Jonathan Rosen. Matthew Allen Sander. Ashira Marie Santos McSwain. Bhavesh Sayal. Jacob Pio Sosha. Taegun Zenawang. Tamur Siddiqui. Kelly Ann Silcox. Kavya Singampali. Mackenzie Smiter. Lilibeth Snellman. Oluwatobi Suarez. Scott Tabor. Brian Christopher Ty. Grace Tisdale. Trevor Trudeau. Chukwebuka Promise Ufomadu. Christina Marie Valdez. Carlos Valenzuela Flores. Sarah Jane Vincent. Kelly Irene Walker. William Johnson Whitworth. Austin Douglas Williams. Noah Hamilton Worley. Nicole Michelle Wright. Arman Yazdian. Alan Zhang. And Vincent Sang.
All right, well, congratulations to all of our graduates. Now, following tonight's ceremony, the registrar's office will distribute diplomas behind the stage curtains. You thought, all the parents thought you were getting diplomas. You weren't. You were getting a solicitation from the alumni office. No, almost true. You'll need to have a photo ID to receive your diploma. Please exit through the lobby and follow the signs through aisle 1 directing you to the diploma pickup area behind the stage. I didn't know I was doing another public announcement here. So, but the audience, would you please stay seated until all of the graduates can exit the auditorium. As a reminder, if you exit the building, you won't be able to enter. So that's like going to a football game. Once you're out, you're out. Anyway, this has been really a lot of fun for me. It's my last one, so it's been great. I love all the graduates, love this place, and thank you, parents, for coming. And our ceremony is officially done. We be done. Thanks, Matt. Congrats. Thank you.
No, that's just informal. We just